Alright, welcome back everyone to the Top 10 Countdown. This is episode 25, Top 10 Skill Kills. I have an announcement as well. After this episode, I'm stopping or postponing the Dark Souls 2 Countdown series until Dark Souls 3 comes out in a couple of months. I will still be doing Bloodborne countdowns as normal though. I'm just going to explain everything at the end of the video, but for now, let's get into this episode at number 10. Crossbreed Priscilla's got an interesting weapon combo going on, dual wielding a great axe and a smelter sword, so going full strength here. Now his opponent is acting pretty cocky, gesturing at him and waiting until the very last possible second to roll away. This is actually pretty standard mind games. If you mock people like he's doing, it's easy to get them to become aggressive and make mistakes. Throughout the whole fight, he's just getting chipped down by his opponent, doesn't manage to land in any hits at all. No matter how much skill you have, it is quite difficult to fight using slow strength weapons in this situation. But these are skill kills, and he's about to land an amazing comeback in the final few seconds. That must have been so satisfying, especially when his opponent was trying to bait him into making a mistake the whole game. What a turnaround. Speaking of interesting builds, Helios Soul is using a pickaxe, which you almost never see, firstly because the way you find it in the game is ridiculous, but also because its moveset kinda sucks. But I guess all that means is that it takes skill to use, so it is perfect for this countdown. His opponent has a pretty cool build as well, using a variety of weapons, including the whip for the long range hits. And now we're coming to the end, and Helios has done well to be winning at this point, but it's time to end this in style. A pickaxe super parry for the win? First time I've seen one. Congratulations, man. At number 8, Nox is dueling in the arena and has come up against someone who relies on ranged attacks a bit too much. Kind of awkward. At some point, I guess he runs out of all of his castings and stuff, so he decides to charge in for some close combat and... yeah. Just to add insult to injury, here comes the finish. Flawless kill. Very, very nice. Next up is Zane C, who has invaded the Iron Keep Bridge, but he's forgotten his clothes. Classic rookie mistake. He's about to get ganked hard by a fully armored host and a Havel monster summon. At first it looks like he's going to be fine, because the second red invader comes in, but at this point right here, I think we can all agree he won't be helping anymore. I like this fancy backstep move to get around the white summon, but then once he gets past, the host keeps him away with an outcry casting. This fight, believe it or not, is going to be done with no healing, so he can't afford to take another hit right now due to his very low health. Does anyone else clench when they watch this, knowing that the white summon is coming in from the side? That was impressive. Such a risk, but it paid off. It takes a bit longer for the host to go down after that, but he does. A failed parry attempt punished right there, and that is how you spank a gank while naked. Okay, at number 6, Dragon007 is purposely placing limitations on himself, which usually people do that when they're pretty advanced at the game and they need a challenge. He's using a build that can't wield any of its weapons, armor, staffs, chimes, and even his spells are spiced down too. Basically, his dexterity, faith, and intelligence doesn't meet the requirements for his gear, so that means he has slower stamina penalties, slower attack speeds, less damage, shorter roll distance. He's basically made his build pretty useless. It's quite an interesting way to challenge yourself, and he's against a tough opponent too, using an ivory greatsword and ice rapier, who gets him down to low health pretty quick. And then from this point on, it's just a matter of consistently chipping down his opponent's health. But this is easier said than done, considering the pressure when you can't make a single mistake.
Got him. We actually killed him. With weapons we can't wield.
Softpaws is in the arena, currently dueling a red invader. He goes for a parry right here, but just messes up the timing. It gets punished quite hard for it. He realizes he clearly has to switch things up to win right now, and that's when he busts out the large club. triple pancake for the win. That is amazing. Coming in at number 4, we have Not Too Quiet with the Bewitched the Longsword. Now you can tell just by watching how quick this guy is that he's pretty skilled. I actually received quite a few submissions similar to this, but they just weren't necessarily that interesting to watch. I like it more when something entertaining happens. For example, this player is quite easily winning the duel right now, but he finishes the fight in such an amazingly badass way. That is just so cool. He stabs himself and ends his opponent with the AoE. Lacanus is in the red arena against someone hiding in chameleon form, which isn't going to do much against the curved dragon greatsword. We then have a repeat of earlier where the opponent tries his luck with spells, but against players like these who have been playing for a very long time, they're unlikely to be caught by spells, unless you really know how to place your castings properly. Lacanus then retaliates and tries for a kill that I think would be pretty cool, using the special shockwave attack to blast straight through the center of the arena. He's close a couple of times, goes through quite a few attempts, but doesn't manage to get the blast on target, so he runs up the platform, gets a bird's eye view, and we all know what's about to happen. Alright, now, fast muscle memory and reaction time are key techniques when getting good at souls, but they're also key for doing menu swaps. Currently, the record for swapping gear from the moment you parry to the moment you riposte is 7 items, taken by this guy, Roy Jaggi. As you can see, he parries and then swaps out his weapon and entire outfit before taking the riposte. Pretty insane. Now, we got a plot twist at number 1 with victories coming in with a PvE clip, which I bet you weren't expecting. But if you remember last time I said that multiplayer or single player clips would be fine, and personally I think it's actually easier to show skill doing something like this rather than a PvP clip, in some ways anyway. So this clip is ridiculous. Where do I start? Vickraith is attempting to kill the Fume Knight, which is one of the hardest bosses in the game, and he's in New Game Plus 7, which is the hardest new game there is. As if that wasn't bad enough, he's also in the company of champions, which means the boss does even more damage than usual, he has more health, and even has increased defenses. He also just so happens to be soul level 1, and he's using a broken spoon. Well, a broken ladle, but this is crazy. The fight literally lasts for 50 minutes. Think about this for a second. He cannot take a single hit, obviously because in New Game Plus 7 the boss would one-shot him no matter what. That means you have to have extreme focus for almost an hour. If he had looked away from the screen for more than 5 seconds, he would have just died. It's actually just so good. It's all I have to say, really. The full version of it is up on his channel, as with all the other videos you saw here today, so make sure to check him out. Okay, now I'd like to wrap up this video by talking about the reasons why I'm stopping this series at episode 25. I understand that no one is really going to like this decision, but let me explain. I had the same issue with my Dark Souls 1 top 10 series, in that it has to stop at some point. And I've found around 20 to 25 episodes is roughly the topic limit, where I've covered all the good and interesting topics now. A second reason is that it can get a bit inefficient when I'm running 2 top 10 series at the same time, you know, Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2. And the final reason, I guess, is that Dark Souls 3 is coming out pretty soon. If I stop the Dark Souls 2 series a couple of months before Dark Souls 3, then people will be more excited for the series to return. You know, it builds anticipation. I need to clarify though as well that I'm not stopping Dark Souls 2 videos, I promise. I'll be working hard to replace the Dark Souls 2 top 10 series with my own really fun Dark Souls 2 videos over the next few months. The Bloodborne top 10 series will definitely be continuing as normal though. I'm guessing some people won't really understand what I'm saying, so I'm sure I'll be explaining it all in the comments again anyway. But either way, thank you so much for watching, submitting and supporting this series. It's been so rewarding to showcase and help out smaller channels, and just help to bring the community closer in a small way. And it's just going to continue like that in the future. Thank you for watching, I'll catch you later.